Now to Right Honourable Dame Jacinda Ardern, the former Prime Minister of New Zealand, who resigned her position, surprising her country and the world in her victory speech. But she shared about what it means to be a leader. Take a listen to this.
You can be anxious, sensitive, kind, and wear your heart on your sleeve. You can be a mother or not. You can be an ex-Mormon or not. You can be a nerd, a crier, a hugger. You can be all of these things. And not only can you be here, you can lead just like me.
A lot of people were listening, and Jacinda Ardern is with us live here in the studio. I'm so glad to finally meet you. We were supposed to meet when our team and I were in New Zealand, but you resigned.
I resigned and completely ruined our plans. And I remember at the time of doing it thinking, oh no, I'm so sorry.
No, not at all, not at all. But it was quite a surprise to the world. And how did you respond to the reaction from folks of your resignation?
I, to be honest, was overwhelmed by the fact that Beyond New Zealand, sure, it triggered a discussion about how we make these decisions. And I've had particularly a few women say to me, thank you for showing me that it's okay to say that I'm tired, or it's okay to say I don't have enough in the tank anymore to do a job well, because I think we carry a huge sense of responsibility to just keep going.
Yeah, and the way you said it, you said, which a lot of people can relate to, women in particular, just didn't have enough in the tank to do the job that you wanted to do. Some people turned that as burnout.
Yes.
That was. How did you deal with that kind of characterization?
Yeah, I see them as very different. I could have kept going, but for me, having been through a period where we did experience a lot of crises in New Zealand, it was whether or not I had enough to do the job well. And the answer for me personally was no, it was time for someone else. So a bit different than burnout.
Yeah, yes, I would say so as well. And we heard it in your speech, which many people commented on, and you broke the mold in so many ways. You were the youngest Prime Minister in New Zealand in more than 150 years, only the second world leader to give birth while in office. Was that a call to other nations, a challenge to them to say, hey, look at what a leader can be?
I think it might have been perhaps a call to other reluctant leaders. You know, to those out there who may think that they don't have the character traits, as they see themselves as being too sensitive, not tough enough, or, you know, roles in leadership, particularly politics, as being a place where that would be a hard set of character traits to bring to the table. I think they're necessary ones. If you're sensitive, it often means you're empathetic, and we need more empathy in leadership. We need more kindness in leadership. So I hope it was a call to action to anyone who's holding themselves back.
And I've always looked at vulnerability as a strength, not a weakness, and to be able to show all sides of yourself. So what's life now after being Prime Minister? I see you posting pictures. You're at the World Cup, you're at the playground, you're at birthdays.
Yes, it is very different, but one of the things I wanted to do was to be more present for my family, so I'm certainly trying to do that. But I also still want to be useful, and so I'm at the moment. I'm very lucky to be in Boston. I'm at Harvard.
3 fellowships.
So taking a bit of time to think, and they've been wonderful. I've got access to fantastic faculty, but importantly, inspirational students, and also working on some issues around how we safely ensure that online is a safe environment. So that's one of the things I'm working on as well.
You know, because you did face some challenges, of course, as Prime Minister, and one of those were the terrorist attacks at the seminary. No, not seminaries.
The mosques.
At the mosque,
in Christchurch,
yes, exactly. And that led to some work. That you wanted to continue some of that work at Harvard. How so?
Yes, that attack was live streamed, and it was one of the first times we saw such an atrocious attack in that forum, on an online platform in that way. And so New Zealand as a whole said we don't want anyone else to experience that. So we've started work with tech companies, governments and civil society. We've been doing it for several years to try and rid the online environment of violent extremism and terrorism. And now the next step is there's new emerging technology. We need to keep being prepared for the challenges of AI in that space. So that's another small project I work with great people on.
Yeah, because people are still trying to understand AI. You say AI and people are kind of wondering. I hear you're going to write a book. Now, I thought you said at one point you were not going to write a book. So what changed your mind?
Well, I thought I didn't want to write about the small individual political things that happened in New Zealand over the past 5 years. I thought, you know, so much of that would only be of interest to a small group of people, and I didn't want to betray the confidence of all my colleagues and those I worked with. But then someone expressed to me in a different way, what if you just wrote about what it was like as a human? And so they changed my mind. And so now I'm really just writing a few stories. And I hope to include some of, you know, my current adventures. I'm doing exciting projects like working with the team at Earthshot, Prince William's Prize on Climate.
That's where you were last night.
That's where I was last night. And just through, you know, the different ventures I've been able to be a part of, we have some challenges in the world, but there's a reason to be optimistic as well.
Yeah, and you bring that optimism, and you talk about adventure. That is New Zealand. I don't know if you saw, but I jumped off the Sky Tower. My team convinced me to do. Have you ever done that?
No, because no one does this in New Zealand other than people who visit it, because people like your team convince you it's a good idea.
But it's about living more and fearing less.
Absolutely. And this is one of the beautiful things about New Zealand. We don't have snakes, so we find other ways to kill ourselves.
What do you miss most about your country?
Oh, I've only been away a short time, but I have to say, the people are just amazing, and that's the thing I miss about politics is I met amazing people. It was an honor to serve all of them.
Well, we'll see what you do next.
Thank you.
And that's the book, and I hope that you'll come back once you write that.
It
is a delight. You are worth the wait.
Oh, thank you.
All the best to you.
And please come back and visit us.
I will do. I'm not jumping off the Sky Tower again. Okay. Well, hey there, GMA fans. Robin Roberts here. Thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Lots of great stuff here. So go on, click the subscribe button right over here to get more of awesome videos and content from GMA every day, anytime. We thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the morning on GMA.